Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. It's late, but I still wanted to do another update. A lot of you asked me for another Natgas update because obviously it broke above my resistance. So the idea I had for possibly one more low before a substantial long-term low is formed. That did not materialize. The market broke above the 50% fib level, which was our signal that direct upside has to be preferred. In my last video, however, I already mentioned to you that because we were really maxing out resistance, that's obviously something we have to consider. In that case, I would start to track basically the next waves up. And I want to share with you, a couple of ideas I have here. I think that will become a little clearer in the next few days. Currently, I can already count a potential 5-wave move to the upside. So I want to share with you 2 wave counts that I have come up with ideas for this rally, because obviously whenever a resistance is broken, okay, and the immediate bearish setup is not materializing, then we can watch for the next bullish one. The idea is just a reminder that, yep, was watching for one more low here potentially, but as part of a long term, the micro count here is a bit messed up. This is the futures chart. Just checking I'm still on the right contract. Yeah, it's a contract, so it's not completely labeled. But the idea is that somewhere in this region a long-term low should form. So the rally could be a substantial one. That's the idea, and this is a signal. So let's see. I mean, obviously the first deeper pullback will, as always, tell us the truth. And I tell you which count I prefer, which is this one. Best I can tell is that of the initial low, this is a 1-2 setup. Then the third basically finished here. The fourth finished here. And we're now in a fifth. Yeah, this best I can tell. Whereas actually, let me go to the 1 hour chart. I think it needs to sit here. But that doesn't make a great difference. So what does that mean? That means technically a top could possibly be in wave 5. But also we should use some Fibonacci extensions to define a target. And then we can talk about, okay, if we get above a certain level, then it's likely something more directly bullish. So let's first check the fib extensions measuring the 1-2 setup. Price already reached the 2.618 extension. Yeah. And I mean, that's already extended for a fifth anyway. So let's double check. It's at the 300% on the chart. So that would be the next level, 344. But basically, because we have a potential 5-wave move to the upside, my approach would be to say we've got 5 waves up. So any pullbacks could be opportunities. And the main bullish support is now at $2.40. Doesn't mean we have to go down that much. No, all of this is the support range starting at 287, 272, 258, 240. They are the relevant levels in case we get a deeper pullback. It's worth watching in this range for potential lows. This would be a 1-2 setup, then a third, fourth, fifth. This is my preferred scenario. Now, again, I can't really confirm to you that the wave 2 has started yet, but all I can really do is to give you the level where I would see it as confirmed that this wave 2 has started to unfold, and that's a break below $2.99. So a break below $2.99 would make it unlikely that we see further extensions in this fifth wave. And then I would look for this wave 2. Again, it's very dynamic, the situation at the moment, but basically if we get a first deeper pullback, if one shows, at the moment it's not very clear yet, could still easily extend higher. But if a deeper pullback shows, it could be an opportunity to find an entry point. And the price levels are here on the chart where we can say, okay, this is sort of what we're watching at the moment as a potential support area if we get the pullback now. Now, the other idea I had, because this move down is so messy here and you still see the trend line that we had on the chart, is that this wave 1 actually unfolded as a leading diagonal down there. So more or less here, something like that, yeah. Basically a diagonal pattern. These are sometimes messy, and this is why it looked so corrective. Basically, we would then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would have the wave 1 here. And then it could possibly stretch, to be honest, still a little higher. Why? So that would be an alternative count. Or you know what? I put that in a different color onto the chart. 1, 2. Let me just measure something in a minute. I'll make that yellow. Oh, not purple, yellow. So that would indicate, okay, wave 3. But in the wave 3 then, we'd like to see 5 waves, obviously, okay? So I don't really see 5 yet in the third wave. So this would be the direct bullish escalation count. In this scenario, from the low here, we have another 1, 2 set up. And this is likely a 3, 4, 5. So this could actually escalate directly. And would look like this, okay? Question is, where exactly will this third wave end? I mean, as you can see, there is probably still a little bit more room to go. This is 1, 2. I mean, micro is sometimes a bit messy, but when we talk about the microstructures and fib levels, also here the third would now be extended. But I don't have a very clear microstructure. So I think, you know, this third wave could be in at some point here, then a fourth and a fifth. But the thing is, what did I just highlight to you? Now you might say, okay, we've got one direct bullish escalation count, one in which a wave 2 pullback should start. Well, see, what we can easily do for the yellow count, this starts to break most likely below $3.01, okay? But I already gave you a support area for trend continuation, didn't I? So I mentioned when I will start to assume that a top is in and that a larger wave 2 pullback has started is $2.99. I think that's the level I just gave you, isn't it? Let me just double check that. Yeah, it's the $2.99. So if that level breaks, there's a 78.6 retrace of the white wave 5, then it becomes less likely that the further continuation is playing out. It's also very close to the support of the yellow count. Actually, the yellow count support is a bit higher, so it makes sense to give it a bit more space. And if the white count breaks, it completes. It's basically our signal that the larger wave 2 has started. That's how I would see this. Against, at the same time, against 299 in the short term, the focus could be on higher. That's how I would see that. So both counts now are bullish because we broke above resistance, which means it takes now a break below support to indicate that we're going to see another low. I hope that makes it clear. The microstructure might shift a little bit, but what that basically means, we're focusing on higher against 299, while we're very cautious that a pullback could occur because the white count is basically complete, even though it's not the cleanest. Yeah, could also get another high, but we just lift the support area up if there is another high. That's my update about Natgas. Hope you will like the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, and please check out the channel membership. Also, if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 as well as regular updates about stocks, check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. Link is in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.